this video. If you're new here, my name is Katie. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I have had a lot of problems with my diabetes. However, I've found a lot of solutions too. And so I've created Diabeteric, a way to be a better diabetic. I welcome you to be a diabeteric as well. So this video is the third in a series of 3 videos. So the third and final one. Not to say we won't talk about foot care in the future, but this one is especially focused on dry, cracked feet. I have to explain that I'm in the same clothes as the other 2 videos because it was really intended to be one video. And I've been recording and thinking of new things to talk about, and it's just turning out to be so long that I'm gonna end up, I was thinking, oh, I need to break it into 2 videos, and now I need to break it into 3. So if you have not seen the other 2 videos and you're interested in them, I'll link them up above. The first one talks about if you have really dry feet or cracked heels, how to do that first deep exfoliation to remove some of the layers of the skin. The second one is more about maintenance, about how to keep that skin at a healthy level. We don't want to exfoliate too much or too little. And this third one, we're going to, of course, talk about foot creams and ingredients to look for to help your diabetic feet stay the healthiest as possible. So without further ado, let's get into the topic at hand. Okay, so let's talk about moisturizers, foot creams, ingredients that we want to look for that are going to be the most beneficial to our feet. I mean, any cream is better than no cream, but there are a lot that are, formulated exactly for overly dry feet, for diabetic feet, for cracked feet. And most of those types of creams have an ingredient called urea. So that's the number one thing you want to look for is urea in your foot cream. Urea is very, very beneficial to dry feet, cracked feet, frail, fragile feet. We want to get moisture in them and make them stronger. If we think about skin, if you know anything about skin, some of the layers, I mean, we've got the epidermis that, gets exfoliated off, and that's what we're removing in videos 1 and 2. But now we're looking a little tiny bit deeper, still in the epidermis, but in the lower layers. And, you could have, it's kind of like this, okay, a structure like this. And what urea could do is it can kind of absorb down into this very, very top layer of skin, okay? But then it could sit in these spaces, and what it could do is it could seek out moisture and then retain the moisture. It's very similar to hyaluronic acid, which is a hot word in skincare these days because everybody's looking for plumper skin, more hydration. And hyaluronic acid has a really good ability to holding, I don't know, I can't remember what the statistics are, but 10 times its weight in water, 100 times its weight in water. I can't remember, but bottom line is a little molecule of it plumps up and keeps that moisture. And urea works the same way. So it goes into those open spaces in between the skin layers and holds the water in there. So it really has a great ability to keep your feet more moisturized. So urea also has anti-itch and antimicrobial properties to it that really help that sensation of itchy, dry feet. So when you have that irritated, itchy skin, usually from having dry skin, it could be very itchy. It could definitely bring that down. It could help subside that sensation. Urea could come in a percentage anywhere from 3% to 40%. I would recommend not running out and just getting foot cream with the highest amount of urea you could find, because on the flip side, high amounts of urea could cause side effects like itching, burning, stinging. And so if you've got open cuts, maybe you don't want a really high percentage. You could always ask your doctor what they recommend, your endocrinologist, your foot doctor, what they recommend, what percentage of urea. But if you don't want to go through that path, you could just start with a low percentage of urea and then work your way up. Okay, so I've used a ton of different foot creams. I've even used face cream for my feet because I thought, well, if it's really hydrating for your face, it's got to work on my feet. And I've used that in a pinch, it'll work, but it's not something you want to do all the time. Besides that, face cream is extremely expensive. I used this one from Origins not long ago because it was just a little too heavy for my face. I thought, great for my feet. I've turned this over to using it on my hands now, so a little bit better. I've used this Nivea cream. This would appear to be a really good cream because it's so thick and kind of greasy, right? The problem with that is it just doesn't absorb into my feet very well. I love this cream as like a foot massage cream. You know, my partner and I, we give each other foot rubs. He sits at one end of the sofa and I sit on the other. We watch the TV, we rub each other's feet. And let me tell you, when somebody's getting their foot rubbed, they'll rub your foot more. If you just ask for a foot rub and they're not getting any benefit from it, it's not the same. You want to do like the tandem foot rub. This is great. It's super greasy. It's got a lot of slip and glide. And it's a great one if you want a double layer. If you want to put on a really good nourishing cream and then put this on over to seal it in. This one, however, I don't love all of the ingredients. There are some extremely hydrating ingredients in here, like glycerin, but they also have like lanolin and alcohol. So I do use this, but not on a daily basis. And I've also used this one. This is by Dove. It is the Rich Nourishment, the 24-hour moisturizing, gosh, I don't have my glasses, the Intensive Moisturizer here. And this is, you know, in the same tier category as the Nivea. It's, you know, when I saw it, I thought maybe it would be a little bit lighter than this one, but it's not. It's basically the same thing. This one has a little bit more of a whipped texture in its form before you put it on your skin. You could see the difference of thickness, but I think that in the end they'll last about the same amount of time. I don't know, but I have a feeling it's the same ingredients. It has the same type of that greasy texture with what I like, how I like it. I don't like it on a daily basis, but I will use it for giving, you know, a foot massage like I mentioned before. Not a bad product, just not a daily moisturizing product, in my opinion. I've also tried another one that I don't currently have anymore, but I'll put a picture of it here on the screen. It had a really good price. I bought 2 tubes of it, high in urea. And when I thought that the more the better. And I hated the sensation on my feet. I can't really explain what it felt like when it was dried on my feet. It didn't really absorb. It was like dried powder or something similar to that. And I couldn't finish the bottle of it. So maybe it will work great for you. No, but for me, this one was a no-go. So currently right now on a daily basis, I am using this. This is by Isdin. It's a company here in Spain, and I love this product. This product has so many good ingredients in it. I've been using it for about 10 months. I've bought every bottle of it. This is not a sponsored video. I wish Isdin would sponsor me, although I've got about 8 viewers right now, so nobody's going to be sponsoring me. I've bought every tube of this that I've ever used, and it is my favorite foot cream. It was recommended to me by a podologist. I just received another product in the mail that I bought, and it is also for foot care, but this company has a lot of different lines. They've got sunscreen line and lip care and foot care and diabetic foot care. So this one you'll see says Podos, yeah. So that's their foot care. And this one is Podos DB, which means diabetic foot care. So that's the one that you want to look for, the one with DB, if you're interested in buying this product. This one has 5% urea, but it says 5% urea isdin. So that makes me think that they've probably patented their urea process. And because 5% seems a little low, but gosh, this one gives me such good results. Their website here, it says that this product here helps strengthen your skin, helps protect against frailty. So you do want strong skin. We don't want thick, hard skin, but we do want strong skin. It helps repair cracks of the feet and prevents further complications. It alleviates itching and discomfort from having overly dry feet. And it intensely hydrates your feet. It's light, it doesn't have a fragrance, it's not sticky, it's not greasy, and it has a million great ingredients in it. So what are some of the ingredients that are in here besides urea that help do all the things that it claims? So we've got, like I said, urea at 5%, but it says urea isdin. So again, I think that's their special formula of urea. Okay, we also have Centella asiatica in here. It's an ingredient that helps calm the skin. So sometimes when I'm addicted to skincare, so when I'm using too many different types of skincare, sometimes my skin can become sensitized, and I don't have sensitive skin, but all of a sudden things I'm sensitive to everything, and that's called sensitized skin. And I usually turn to ingredients like Centella to help calm my skin. But Centella is also used in wound care, and that's what the key motivation is for having Centella asiatica in here. It's for if you have cracks, it's going to help. Again, if you have open cracks, you want to check with your doctor before you're putting any topical stuff on it. But that ingredient, Centella asiatica, can definitely help wound care. So calming and wound care. Okay, it's got rose hip oil in it. Okay, which is going to really help with hydration. I mean, rose hip oil can also help with hyperpigmentation, but that's not what we're looking for in a foot cream. The other benefit of rose hip oil is going to be a deep moisturizing benefit, and that is what we're looking for. We also have hyaluronic acid in here. That's a hot word in skincare these days. Hyaluronic acid works very similarly to urea, where it's able to hold like 10 times its weight in water. So that cell, that molecule is going to suck in water and keep water in the layers of the skin. So, I mean, awesome ingredients in here. So isdin does have an American website. They have a lot of products there. However, I haven't seen this product on the American website at isdin.com. I have found it on the Spanish website, but it could be something with the FDA regulations. There's certain ingredients that they don't allow there that they allow here, and vice versa. However, the United States is usually a little bit more liberal about that, and they're a little bit tighter control over here in Europe, and this is where you can get it. So I'm not sure. This one is available on the American website, but if you want to try this one, you might have to do a little more research on how to find it, how to get it. It's sold almost in every pharmacy here in Europe. So if you have any European friends or people who live in Europe that are visiting and you want to try it, ask them to bring you a bottle or two. Anyway, if you can't find this product, there's no way to get it. We've talked about those other ingredients. Look for those other ingredients. Look for a lower percentage of urea to start off with. You can increase it as you go along. Look for maybe hyaluronic acid, rose hip oil, Centella asiatica. Yeah, that one's a good one for the wounds. So look for some of those ingredients, and I'm sure you'll find something. Ask your podiatrist what kind of cream they recommend for you. Again, some of these ones that you could buy in the store, they're good, you can't go wrong. But, you get what you pay for. These are pretty cheap. This one, it's a very thin consistency. It absorbs really well. It absorbs really well. So I know that when I end up putting my socks on, the product's not going to absorb into my socks like it might with the others. But, this one is like $4. This one's like 16 bucks, like 14 euros. So it's quite expensive, but it's because the ingredients in here are so great, and it really is very effective. So, but your feet are worth the investment, to spend a little bit more. And if you have a little bit more expensive product because it's filled with awesome ingredients, not because the company is just money hungry, but because they're actually delivering you something that is super beneficial. it's probably worth the investment, but then you've got to use it. So don't use it once or twice and let it sit on the shelf and eventually get forgotten about. Use it morning or the night or every few days. You find what works for you. And with that, I'm going to end this video and just wish you happy, healthy feet in your future. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and I would really, really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. You could also find me on Instagram. I'm at Diabeteric_T1. You could always send me a message there. Any content you'd like to talk about. Like I said, I found a lot of solutions for a lot of problems. Or you can leave a comment here on the video below or on any of the videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.